Hello everyone, welcome to Rubber Industry NewsHour. Namaste, Sawadee. This is a weekly program for the rubber industry. We are on episode number 14 on 18th April 2022. I welcome you all for this Rubber Industry NewsHour. Before we get to see what is happening going to be in this episode, let me give you overview about the Rubber Industry NewsHour, what is all about. Let me show you a short presentation on the Rubber Industry NewsHour. Hey, that's about the Rubber Industry NewsHour. I'm hoping that you have a better idea now. And also you have seen some of the topics we have covered in the past episodes. So if you're interested in any of these, past episodes, you can still watch them on the YouTube at Technology channel. Feel free to view as per your interest. We cover a broad range of subjects, technical talks, panel discussion, tips and tricks, and research topics as well. So feel free to review all the past episodes at on YouTube at Technology channel. As you know, this program Rubber Industry News Server is owned and managed by Technobase. Let me brief you about Technobase, a short presentation. So many of you may know about Technobase. You have seen if you are participating in our programs, or if you don't know much about Technobase, this presentation will give you an idea about overview about the Technobase and what kind of services we offer for the rubber and tire industries. And that's about the Technobase. I'm hoping that you get a better idea of what is Technobase and what kind of services we offer for the rubber, latex, and tire industries. Okay, let's get into today's episode number 14. We are on the 18th April 2022, Rubber Industry News Server. Let's look at what are the main highlights of this episode. First, we have a market review and the focus on the natural rubber market review, focus on the developments in the rubber and natural rubber. This presentation given by Mr. John Jacob, is a rubber industry analyst. Then we have a rubber research session focusing on a novel approach to improve mechanical and self-healing performance of rubbers. This is by Mr. Mithun Das, a senior research fellow at Rubber Technology Center, IIT Kharagpur, India. Then we have a rubber industry tech talk. In this session, we have S3 proficiency testing provider, a presentation on the proficiency testing program, and presented by Mr. Ajay C, he is senior scientist manager at S3, shortly called Harish Shankar Shinghania Elastomer and a Tire Research Institute based in India. So these are the main highlights of today's episode. Okay, and I do encourage all of you to view this episode whenever is convenient on our YouTube channel, the technology channel. Okay. So let's get to the today's session, rubber market review. And I invite Mr. John Jacob, rubber industry analyst, to give a talk on the latest developments in the natural rubber markets. Let me brief you about Mr. John Jacob. He's been in the rubber industry for more than 30 years and is recognized as a global rubber industry analyst with extensive experience in analyzing the rubber markets, forecasting industry trends, and formulating long-term policies and development plans for natural rubber sector. He served the Association of Natural Rubber Producing Countries, shortly called the ANRPC, based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as its senior economist for 11 years. Before that, he worked for the Rubber Board of India by holding various positions for 23 years. So let's invite Mr. John Jacob to give a talk on the natural rubber market review. Mr. John.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the natural rubber market review. So let us first review the performance of the futures markets, key futures markets during the past week. So let us start with the trends in prices at the Shanghai Futures Exchange. We have chart number 1, which is showing the price trends from 28th April until 15th of April. That means the last 3 weeks. So towards the end, we have the we can see the movement of the graph towards the end, that is showing the last week, that is the week ended 15th of April. So during the last week, that is a week ended 15th of April, Shanghai futures averaged 13,470 yuan, which is 1.5% lower compared to a week before. In fact, there were a number of positive news last week, but they could not evoke any positive sentiment in the market. First of all, when talking about the positive news, first of all, China has adopted some kind of what is called China has actually adopted a what is called monetary easing. That means pumping more money into the economy. In fact, all the major economies in the world are trying to tame inflation by tightening the monetary policies. But China has adopted just the opposite strategy. China's priority is not to tame the inflation, but to spur growth, but to accelerate the economic growth. So with that purpose, China has reduced the cash reserve ratio, which is the amount of amount of cash to be kept with the banks. China has reduced. That means more cash is available to the market, or means money supplies. China has adopted a policy to increase the money supply. That means more liquidity in the markets. That is one positive news. And also there was another positive news. China has reportedly eased the COVID lockdown in parts of Shanghai. At the same time, we have to take into account that China has adopted a zero COVID policy, which is also in sharp contrast with the other countries. Other countries have adopted a policy like living along with the COVID, means living along with the COVID. But China has adopted a zero COVID policy. That means it has imposed a strict lockdown and 100% testing. All these measures China has adopted. So this is affecting manufacturing activities, trading activities. So this is a reason why Shanghai markets could not gain momentum in spite of the favorable monetary policy. At the same time, we have to consider that the Russia-Ukraine conflict continues with no end in sight. And also in the recent first in the last 2 days we have seen the more aggressive fights going on in some of the region in Ukraine. So these two countries, Ukraine and Russia, are dominant suppliers of key metals which are indispensable in chip semiconductor manufacturing as well as in electric vehicles. So that means a war is having direct impact on the chip semiconductors industry as well as automobile industry, which are important for the natural rubber sector. At the same time, economic sanctions announced on Russia is another hindering factor. So all these factors kept speculative investors away from rubber futures, which we have. This is what we have seen last week in Shanghai. Then coming to psycho market, we have chart number 2, which is showing the performance of the rubber futures traded on the SICOM, Singapore Commodity Exchange. So TSR 20 futures average $172.6 per 100 kilogram during the last week. So this average is 1.7% lower compared to a week before. So we have the graph here shows the performance of the prices right from 28 April until 15 April. So the last part shows the performance during the last week, which is 1.7% lower compared to the week before. So in fact, Shanghai markets, the poor sentiments was a low. This is the poor performance of the Shanghai market is impacting on the on other rubber futures traded on other exchanges. At the same time, we should take into account that the supply is started improving, because in some of the major producing countries, usually farmers start reopen tapping after the wintering off season. Once the New Year starts, Songkran New Year starts. So the players in the market believe that supply is going to improve during this week. That means with the New Year, supply is going to improve. So this could be one reason why the cycle price has performed a little bit lower. So I have some net connection problem. Sometimes you may not be able to view me properly. If any problem, let me know, because my system is showing some issue. Okay, anyway, I'm continuing. So we have chart number 3, which is showing the chart number 3 is showing RSS3 futures. RSS3 futures traded on the Osaka exchange. Chart number 3.
Please stand. There is a connectivity. Bye. Please. Please stand by, guys.
So can I continue?
Yeah,
Can I
please
continue?
continue.
Sorry for,
Yeah, please continue. Yeah.
yeah, sorry for the interruption caused by the slow net connection. I don't know what happened, the lightning going on outside. So we have RSS3 futures Osaka Exchange during the week, last week, Osaka Exchange RSS3 futures averaged 263 yen per kilogram, which is 1.2% lower compared to a week before. In fact, in the Osaka markets, the rubber futures have been supported by the weakening of yen. A weak yen is supportive of the Osaka rubber futures. In fact, during March, Japanese yen depreciated against dollar by 10%. Not only that, yen hit a decade low during March. So the weak yen have been a supporting factor. So, but still, yen could not pick up much momentum because of the low rubber prices prevail in other markets. Now we will go into a physical market. First we'll go into chart number 4, which is showing the prices of STR20 FOB Bangkok and SMR20 at FOB Kuala Lumpur. At Bangkok market, STR20 prices average $173.5 per 100 kilogram, which is 1.6% lower compared to a week before. Coming to Kuala Lumpur SMR20, the prices, physical prices average 173.5, same as the Bangkok price, which is also 1.6% lower. That means in both the market prices average at the same level, and also the decline compared to the previous week was same 1.6%. So here we have to take into account that the prices came down 1.6%. One reason is the China is the lockdown in China is one reason, and the uncertainties due to the war is another reason, and also we have to consider the starting of the production season, assumption of tapping in major producing countries. That could be another reason. Now we have chart number 5, which is showing the prices of RSS at FOB Bangkok and RSS3 at FOB Bangkok and RSS4 at Kottayam local markets. At Bangkok, RSS3 FOB average $237.3 per 100 kilogram, which is 2.1% lower. But at Kottayam market prices average 225.5, which is also 1.7% lower. So in both the markets, the last week have seen RSS prices coming down. In fact, we were expecting RSS to perform better than TSR and latex, but did not happen. One reason, the supply has improved. That means the arrival of sheet in the physical market expected to improve in the coming weeks. So it has not improved, but the marketplace believe that it is going to improve shortly. That is actually keeping the prices down, RSS prices down. Now coming to latex markets. We have two markets, chart number 6. We have two markets. One is Bangkok markets and other is Kuala Lumpur market. At Kuala Lumpur, latex prices average $162.2, which is 0.7% lower. And in Bangkok, prices average 160.4, which is 0.3% lower. That means in both the market, prices average lower compared to a week before. Here also the major factor is that the marketplace believe that prices, market arrival or supply is going to improve very shortly, because the farmers are expected to resume tapping in the coming weeks. So this is one reason. At the same time, COVID cases are coming down in several countries. So many marketplace believe that the demand for latex in the glove manufacturing industry may not sustain the previous momentum. That could be another reason. So these are the developments in the physical and the futures market during the last week. Coming to the week ahead, what can happen in the week ahead? So we don't expect a recovery in rubber prices or a major uptrend in rubber prices in the short term. Reasons: one, Russia-Ukraine war is continuing without any end in sight. and we are expecting the war going to be more aggressive in the coming days. So that means in such a situation, market in speculative markets, speculative investors will be keeping away from investment, speculative investment. That is one factor. And at the same time, today China released its quarterly GDP, the first quarter GDP, showing a 4.8% in growth during the first quarter, which is January to March quarter compared to a year ago, which is this rate is better than what was expected. But at the same time, we have to consider that this 4.8% growth is because of the faster rate attained during January at the beginning of the year. But in March, or from March onwards, even now, economy is badly performing. That means the Chinese economy is badly performing, and so that poor performance of the Chinese economy during March and during April until now is not fully reflected in the GDP published by the Bureau of Statistics today. So we are expecting demand for natural rubber from China slowing down, or demand not keeping momentum, or keeping a low momentum in the short term. So at the same time, we are expecting supply improving, and at the same time, players in the market expect supply improving. Means one, actually it is improving, and another factor, they believe that supply is going to improve, such a feeling, such a sentiment. So we have the demand supply slightly turning unfavorable to the markets in the short term, and at the same time, in the non-fundamental factors like geopolitics and global economic momentum, all these factors are unfavorable. So we don't expect prices gaining momentum in the short term. At the same time, there are several factors which are weighing down the prices. This is what we are expecting in the short term. Thank you very much. See you again next week at the same time. Thank you.
Okay, that's about the natural rubber market review by Mr. John Jacob, rubber industry analyst. I'd like to inform to all of you that John Jacob is also giving a master class on the natural rubber economics on 15th June. If you're interested to know about what factors influence the rubber market, rubber prices, supply and demand, this is one good program for all of you who is interested in the natural rubber industry trends, prices, supply and demand, or other factors that influences the overall industry of natural rubber. So please check our website knowhow-webinars.com if you'd like to register for this masterclass. I do also encourage all of you who are interested in the natural rubber market. We have a fourth episode is an NR dialogue focusing on the sustainable natural rubber road ahead. So John Jacob is a host for this NR dialogue, and our invited guest is Mr. Stefano Savi. He is a director of the Global Platform for Sustainable Natural Rubber based in Singapore. So this is scheduled on the 28th April, 4 p.m. Singapore time. And they're free to join. I encourage all of you to consider to participate in this NR dialogue program if your interest is on the natural rubber. Let me give you a quick intro on the rubber industry events. Today, I'll introduce to you a rubber event happening in Malaysia, the IRICE, International Rubber Industry Convention Expo, which is scheduled during this 6 to 8 September in Kuala Lumpur at the KLCC Convention Center. A short presentation, let me show it to you all. So this is an event happening in Malaysia, organized by the Malaysian Rubber Products Manufacturing Association in cooperation with the Malaysian Rubber Council. I welcome you all to participate in this event in Malaysia during the 6th to 8th September. Okay, the next session is rubber industry research. In this session, we have a presentation on a novel approach to improve mechanical and self-healing performance of rubber. This presentation will be given by Mr. Mithun Das. He is a senior research fellow at Rubber Technology Center in IIT Kharagpur, based in India. As many of you know, Rubber Technology Center at IIT Kharagpur is one of the prestigious institute, offers various master's degree, PhD program. At the same time, they conduct extensive research for the benefit of the rubber industry. So we are pleased to have Mr. Mithun Das to give a talk on his current research, which is focusing on the mechanical and self-healing performance of rubbers. Let's welcome Mr. Mithun Das with his presentation.
Hello everyone, I am Mithun Das, a senior research fellow of Rava Technology Center, IIT Kharagpur, India. Today I am going to deliver my talk. My topic is that a novel approach to improve the mechanical and self-healing performance of Rava. And this work has been done under the supervision of Professor King Noskor at the Rava Technology Center, India. And this is the IIT Kharagpur. IIT Kharagpur established on 18 August 1951. And here the location of the IIT Kharagpur on the Google map. And our research group, the Professor Kimson also research group, he mainly work on the TPV, TPU, green tie technology, same memory, polymer and alloy, polymer and elastomer, and polymer nanocomposites, and synthesis and polymer for their medical and self-healing application. And coming to the content, so I am going to cover such points, mainly the general introduction, followed by the rubber, self-healing, elastomer and their application, experimental, mainly raw materials, and the preparation of the self-healing elastomers, and in the result discussion section, cover the mechanical properties and healing performance, and final the conclusion. Coming to the general introduction, so basically we have to know the what is the rubber. Rubber is a material which contains both the viscous and elastic component, and mainly which has the weak intermolecular force of interaction with high molecular weight, and the rubber which is can insoluble but can soil in the some particular solvent like benzene, toluene, ether, etc. And rubber mainly classify based on the origin, natural and synthetic rubber, and based on the application, it is general and special purpose rubber, and based on the polarity, it's mainly polar and non-polar rubber. And here some various rubber products like shoe, tire, hose, etc. And the coming to the general rubber processing step, at the first main step is that the first step is that raw material handling. After that, mixing, and then molding, and then curing, and then finished goods. And after that, after the service life. So after the service life, what we'll do? We'll do the waste rubber product throw in the landfill or in the occasion and in the ocean. And so here, this is the picture. We have seen that the in the day by day and the year by year, the waste rubber product gradually gathered, and resulting a huge environmental problem. So what we'll do and how to solve this problem? So nowadays, the many scientists or many researchers work on the green tie technology, and also to reduce some the waste rubber product. What we'll do? So we do the recycle vulcanic rubber, or we can do the devulcanization. So devulcanization means simply we can break down the sulfur sulfur bond. If we break down the sulfur sulfur bond, what happens? That means the combination of alkaline rubber product can be used, recycled, and reprocessed. And these are different root of the waste rubber products. So the waste rubber product, what will do? We can do the devulcanization, and devulcanization mainly ultrasound, microwave degradation, supercritical carbon dioxide catalyst, and also the another thing is the reclamation. In the reclamation is mainly pyrolysis and mechanical grinding. And the second approach is that dynamic crossing. So if you crossing the rubber by the some dynamic crossing, so what happened that dynamic crossing rubber product can be recycled, reprocessing, and also self-healing approaches. And also some supramolecular approaches like various supramolecular interaction inside the rubber matrix, and then after the product has a huge application. And coming to the general self-healing materials. So self-healing materials mainly apply is electronic skin, sensor coating, and also some 3D printing application like self-healing shoes, 3D toy, and also self-healing elastomer, self-healing rubber also can be used in so tire also. In the classification of the self-healing material, self-healing material mainly two types, autonomous and the non-autonomous. In case of autonomous system, there are some mechanism mainly encapsulation and microcapsule and also mechanochemical. And in case of non-autonomous system, mainly light, mechanical, chemical and heat. And in case of heat, there are some so many mechanism, mainly the covalent bond, hydrogen bond, ionomers, and fluorine. And coming to the literature survey, so the mainly scientific researchers have worked on the self-healing elastomers. So I have highlights few of them. And the Darstell proposed the ionic modification of the rubber for the self-healing material, and also Rao et al. Proposed that the stretchable self-healing polymeric dielectric crossing through the metallic connection bond, and the Zhu et al. Proposed that the self-healing natural rubber will tailor mechanical property based on the ionic supramolecular hybrid network inside the rubber matrix. And coming to the objective, so my objective is that the modify the elastomer to improve the mechanical and self-healing purpose. So elastomer mainly modify in two ways. One is the chemical interaction, means the covalent bond formation. In the chemical interaction, mainly do the disulfide reaction, disulfide bond formation inside the rubber matrix. And the second approach is that non-covalent supramolecular interaction. So here having so different mechanisms like host case interaction, hydrophobic interaction, ionic interaction, pi by stacking, and hydrogen bond formation. And also we have choose the metal ligand coordination interaction. Why we have choose the metal ligand interaction? Because of the metal ligand coordination bond are the thermodynamically stable and also kinetically level at a wide range of temperature. And now, what are the material used for this work? We have used the carboxylate acrylate butane rubber, Krynax RX750 by Lanxess Germany, which contains the 78 percentage of carboxylic group, 27% of acronyl content, specific gravity 0.99, and the munificity is 47. And also we have used the 2,6 diaminopyridine DAP ligand, and also you have used cobalt nitrate hexahydrate, nickel nitrate hexahydrate, and the zinc nitrate hexahydrate, these three metal ions. And coming to the experimental section, in the experimental section, we have prepared the various metal ligand modified rubber compounds. And this is the formulation. So according to the formulation, we have prepared all the rubber compound in a two-round mixing mill in a internal mixer Hake. Mainly two steps we have prepared all the rubber compounds. So in the first step, we have taken experimental rubber and then added the DAP ligand at 130 degrees centigrade temperature for 30 minutes. After that, in the second step, we have added the various metal ions at 100 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes, and then the rubber composite are passed to a two-round mill. After that, molded at 170 degrees centigrade temperature for 30 minutes, and then and finally the molded sheet are subjected for the various characterization. And coming to the reaction scheme of the metal ligand modifier metal ligand modifier elastomer. So this is the eczema rubber which are the pseudoboloid group, and this is the DAP ligand. So after addition of DAP ligand at 130 degree centigrade after 24 after 30 minutes, the what happened? The amide linkage was formed between the NH2 group of the DAP ligand and the pseudoboloid group of the eczema rubber. And after that, after the addition of various metal ion, so what happened? The metal ligand coordination bond was formed inside the rubber matrix. And coming to the result and discussion part, first we have analysis the FTR analysis. So why in the FTR analysis we can understand the chemical interaction and inside the rubber matrix. So this is the piston action bear rubber. The piston action bear rubber. The characteristic evolution peak is that the 1725 and the 1694 mainly the C double H group and the carbon and also the C double stretching. And this is the pure dap ligand. And after that addition of dap ligand, what happened? The metal ligand the amine linkage was formed, which is confirmed by the 1693 and the 1618. Mainly the amide band 1, the carbon stretching, and amide band 2, that is the NH bending. So which means the amine linkage was successfully formed inside the rubber matrix. And after the addition of various metal ions, these 1693 and 1618 shifted to the 1678 and the 1655, mainly because of the formation of various metal ligand covalent bond inside the rubber matrix. And same thing also happened in case of nickel system and in case of zinc system. And coming to the after the FT analysis, in the FT analysis we understand the formation of amine linkage and also the metal ligand covalent bond inside the rubber matrix, and then we perform the mechanical properties. So without metal ion, only the dap modified compound, the tensile strength is very poor, 0.7. After addition of metal ion, so the mechanical property also increases. So in case of cobalt system, the tensile strength is 10.3. And in case of nickel system, the tensile strength is 8.6. In case of zinc system, the tensile strength is 4.3. And this is the stress strain plot of the various metal ligand modified rubber compound. And after that, we have performed the DST analysis to understand the thermal behavior. So in case of piston action bear rubber, the glaciation temperature is minus 25.2, and after modify the dap ligand, the glaciation temperature also increases minus 23, and after addition of various metal ion, the metal ligand covalent our bomb was formed, and that's why the glaciation temperature also increases. So in case of cobalt, the glaciation temperature is minus 15.6. In case of nickel, the glaciation temperature is minus 14.7, and in case of zinc, the glaciation temperature is minus 18.6. Coming to the stress reduction study. So stress reduction study means what is the stress reduction? Stress reduction is the decay in stress with time at a constant deformation. And the stress reduction study we can do by the RPA study. And the stress reduction study from we can understand the physical behavior and the physical cost linking inside the Raman matrix. So and also we know that at the reduction time, how will be the cost linking density. So in case of only dam modified compound, at the constant modulus, reduction time is 0.043. In case of cobalt protein compound, the reduction time is 0.84. In case of nickel, the reduction time is 0.128, and in case of zinc, the reduction time is 0.048. So among of these three metal ions, zinc has the lowest reduction time. That means zinc can form more weak and dynamic coordination bond compared to the cobalt and nickel. And in case of nickel, has the highest reduction time, means the highest metallic constituent density, which means zinc and nickel can form more strong and rigid metallic constant bond compared to the cobalt and nickel. And then we have performed the selfing experiment. So for the selfing experiment, we chose a Damben sample. So this is the original sample before cut the sample. After that, after cut the sample at the middle of the sample, then we just join the two pieces of sample, and then the sample placed in an oven at various temperature and time. And this is the healed sample. After that, this is the stress sample. That means the sample is completely healed. And then we have performed the self-healing, we have calculated self-healing efficiency based on the tensile strength of healed sample divided by the tensile strength of hardened sample multiplied by 100. And then we have calculated the self-healing efficiency of the various metal even whatever rubber compound at various temperatures. So we start from the room temperature to up to 8 degrees centigrade. So at the room temperature, the cobalt modified compound, the healing efficiency is 21%, and the nickel modified compound is 17%, and the zinc modified compound is the 55%. So that means that zinc can form more weak and dynamic coordination bond compared to the cobalt and nickel. As the temperature increases, the self-healing efficiency also increases gradually. At 80 degrees centigrade, after 24 hours, the cobalt modified compound, the healing efficiency is 88%, and the nickel modified compound is 56%, and the zinc modified compound, the healing efficiency is 100%. So which means zinc can form more weak and dynamic metallic coercion bond compared to the cobalt and nickel. And after that also we have calculated the self-healing efficiency at constant temperature and various time. So here the temperature is fixed 80 degrees centigrade, and we have changed the time from 0.5 hours, 1 hour, 3 hours, and 6 hours, 12 hours, and 24 hours. So as the time also increases, we have seen that the healing efficiency also increases. So in case of this is the estimated dye plus cobalt system, and this is estimated dye plus nickel system, and this is estimated dye plus zinc system. So finally, estimated dye plus nickel system at 80 degrees centigrade after 24 hours, the healing efficiency is 56%. In case of cobalt system, the healing efficiency is 88%, and in case of nickel zinc system, the healing efficiency is 100%. So that means the zinc modified compound is completely healed at 80 degrees centigrade after 24 hours compared to the cobalt and nickel. And then we have understand the healing mechanism. So what we'll do this when we cut the sample, what happens, the dynamic metal coordination bond are separate from each other at 80 degrees centigrade after 24 hours. These dynamic metal coordination bond are rewinded and then heal the sample. And the sample was healed or not, which are understood by the optical microscope study and the AFM study. So this is the control sample, means without metal ion. The sample we have seen that the optical microscope study, which is not healed at 80 degrees centigrade after 24 hours, and this is nickel modified compound. The nickel we have seen that, which is also not completely healed. And the cobalt modified compound, we have seen that is the before healing and this is the after healing, which is healed but not fully healed. And also the zinc modified compound, we have seen that 80 degrees centigrade after 24 hours in the optical microscope study, which is completely healed. And also further we have done the AFM study. The AFM study, we have only performed the zinc modified compound because zinc has the highest healing efficiency, almost 100%. That's why we have choose the AFM study of the zinc modified compound. We have seen that from the AFM study, the sample also completely healed at 80 degrees centigrade after 24 hours. And then we have performed the morphology analysis from the ACM study and the KM study. From the ACM study, scanning electron microscope study, we have seen that the only dye modified compound, the dye ligand are the solid particle uniform dispersed through the rubber matrix, and this is the nickel modified compound. This is the estimated dye plus cobalt modified compound, and this is the estimated dye plus zinc modified compound. So we have seen that after addition of metal ion, the metal ion portion one form, and the solid particle are uniformly dispersed throughout the rubber matrix. And also similarly, also we have understand also same study, and also same from the same images. Also we have seen that the metal ligand the metal ligand modified compound and the solid particle uniformly dispersed and throughout the rubber matrix. So from the ACN, the same study, we understand that the uniform dispersion and the better coordination into the rubber matrix, which improve the better mechanical properties and the healing efficiency. And coming to the conclusion and future work. So in conclusion, we the self-healing of XNBR rubber base on the dynamic non-covalent metal and coercion bond, which is successfully prepared by the normal vulcanization system, and the metal and coercion complex formation, which is confirmed by the FT analysis, and the XNBR dye plus zinc sample has the highest healing efficiency, which is almost 100% compared to the cobalt and nickel, and the AFM and the optical microscopy shows that the zinc modified compound is completely healed compared to the cobalt and nickel. In the future work, to study the supramolecular costing network formation in other unsaturated elastomers such as styrene rubber, natural rubber, and polybutane rubber, and to study the dual ionic crossing into the various elastomers by use of different amino acids like lysine, tryptophan, and to improve the mechanical properties and the self-healing efficiency. And also to study the effect of counter on the mechanical properties and self-healing application, and the graphene and Higgins ionic liquid modified elastomer to improve the self-healing efficiency and also as well as the mechanical properties. And this is the reference on my work. And so coming to the acknowledgement section, so I am extremely thankful to IIT Kharagpur for their financial support. I am thankful to my supervisor, Professor Kinshuk Noskar, for his continuous support and guide. And I am thankful to my friends, my family members, and also my lab mates. And I am deeply congratulated to our industry NewsHour Technobeach for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all.
Excellent presentation on the novel approach to improve mechanical and self-healing performance of the rubbers. May I invite Mr. Mithun to come on board. Mithun, please join us.
Yeah, yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Can you open your webcam too, please?
Yeah.
Okay, super. Okay, hello Mithun. Thank you for joining this session. First of all, sincere thanks to your supervisor, Professor Kinshuk Noskar, who permitted you to make a presentation with my request. And I'm glad that you are part of this rubber industry research program today. How are you doing? Your research almost done at Rubber Technology Center? What's the status?
Yeah, almost I have almost completed, and like coming next 2 to 3 months, I have committed to a thesis, and then I'm looking for postdoc.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I have a couple of questions for you, Mithun.
Yes.
You have done this self-healing research related to self-healing rubbers. Based on your whatever the outcome of your research work, what do you see? How do you see the impact on the future of the rubber industry?
Yeah. So if we look based on the application of a self-healing elastomer in the day by day and in the year by year, also gradually increases. Mainly, if we look like automotive industry and some medical parts, and also nowadays 3D printing application, some self-healing shoes, and also the self-healing tire also application of also tire also like mainly the cycle of the tire and also some sports tools and also some sports tools like watch band, then also self-healing method also huge application nowadays.
Super. So there, I think you see a lot of changes, improvements in the self-healing rubbers. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And also. Yeah, and also the one thing, one of my work I have published that, and on that work I have shown that the commercial application of self-healing elastomers and the O-ring application that at ambient temperature which can heal and automatically almost heal. So we can also use the product in the O-ring application, some oil seal and like that.
Oh, okay, super. I have another question about this self-healing efficiency. What factors influence the self-healing efficiency?
Self-healing efficiency, main thing is that some temperature also. So the main thing is that if you increase the temperature, any material like is able to heal. Means into the temperature, what happens, the diffusion happens inside the material. So today the challenge is that if you as much as the room temperature is the self-healing capability. This is the challenge. So I have also like one of my work that I have published that the automatically self-healing at the room temperature. So main challenge is the room temperature healing efficiency, the room temperature capability of the healing of the material. So the higher temperature it can like 200 or 150, that temperature is the material, any of the material, the diffusion happens. But the room temperature, the healing is quite difficult. This is the challenges nowadays.
And your title is a novel approach. So what is a novelty?
Nobility means here the metal ligand for interaction at dynamic supramolecular approaches. So this is the nobility, and so in this here I have what I have done the various metal I have used. So among of these three metal and the zinc and shows the better healing efficiency, almost 100% healing efficiency. So this is the nobility in this one.
Super. So Mithun, thank you very much for joining this session today. I wish you the best and keep doing good work. Okay, we'll be in touch. I hope to invite you in future episodes of the Rubber Industry News Hour. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that's the presentation on the novel approach to improve mechanical and self-healing performance of the rubbers. So if you're interested in this, want to view this again, you can check there on our YouTube channel later on as well. Okay. Just give you some additional information before you go to the next part of the rubber industry news hour. As you know, Technobiz offer training programs. One, as during COVID, we have developed online training programs. I would definitely say now that we are probably the largest training provider on the rubber technology online training programs. And you can check all the topics what we offer at the knowhow-webinars.com. We see we have a great number of experts, well experienced and knowledgeable. They are different parts of the world. Everybody has experience, from minimum 20 to close to 60 years. So there is a huge gap, huge pool of experts under the Technobiz umbrella. They have contributed to various programs. We have a short topics. We have actually 250 plus focus subjects for the rubber industry. We're talking about rubber means we're talking about the solid rubber, non-tire, latex, and the tire industry. We have topics from 30 minutes to 3 hours long. We have master classes as well, 1 day to 10 day long. We have developed 20 plus master classes. We also announced the diploma program called 360 Degrees Executive Diploma, which is a 3-month long, which covering broad range of issues related to the rubber industry. If you're anybody interested on the online training program, please do check the website knowhow-webinars.com. You will find some of the very useful programs relevant to your work. And this is we keep on developing. We plan to do so many other topics also in the near future. I do encourage industries professionals to be the member of how webinars. You can find that some other topics are very useful to work. Okay? So there's like interactive to our training programs. Okay, let's move to the next part of the session. Rubber industry tech talk. In rubber industry tech talk, we have a presentation on the asset 3. Asset 3, the long name is called Hari Shankar Sinhania Elastomer Tire Research Institute, Asset 3, based in India. Probably many of you know this is one of the prestigious institutes, internationally recognized, based in India, but internationally recognized. They conduct testing, research and development, tire industry, and also non-tire industry also. And they are offering this proficiency testing program. And we have Mr. Ajay C. is a senior scientist manager at the HASA3. Ajay has been working with HASA3 for close to 8+ years. I think he started his career at HASA3. And so let's hear about the what is this proficiency testing program at HASA3.
Hi all, myself Ajay. I'm working with the Hetzinger Sinkania Elastomer and Tire Research Institute. To give a brief introduction about myself, I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering, master's in rubber technology. I'm associated with the Hessetry since last 9 years. Today, I'm here in this rubber industry tech talk to introduce the different services providing by Hessetry. First of all, I thank Mr. Peram for inviting me to this rubber industry tech talk on behalf of Hessetry. And I also thank my management to allowing me to be a part of this talk. Hessetry proficiency testing provider is one of the latest edition in the service providing by Hessetry. This is the latest feather to the cap of Hessetry. To talk about Hessetry, Hessetry was established in October 1991 at Jaisalmer, Rajasthan, and later relocated the functioning to Raghupathi Singh Kania Center of Excellence at Mysore, Karnataka in 2017. Hessetry is recognized under CIRO, Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, by the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, Government of India. Hessetry has been accredited based on ISO IEC 17025-17 for testing and its calibration activities by NABL. Testing includes both mechanical and chemical, and calibration includes the mechanical and the thermal discipline. Hessetry was established long back to fulfill the needs of the research and development in rubber and allied industries in the Asian Pacific region, to meet the emerging needs of the different industries in this field. The vision of Hessetry is to become a premier industrial research institute of global repute in the field of elastomer and tire technology. Mission is to technology self-reliance through innovative approach, collaborative sponsored research through industry academy interaction, leadership role on developing skilled technical manpower to be the world-class accredited testing laboratory. These are the different accreditations and the affiliations of Hessetry. NABL has accredited Hessetry in terms of testing, calibration, and proficiency testing. These are the accreditation certificates which issued by NABL to Hessetry. Vehicle Certification Agency has approved Hessetry for testing rolling resistance of C1, C2, C3 tires. SASO is also approved Hessetry for the testing purpose. RSDC, Government of India, has approved Hessetry for conducting the training skill development courses like mill operators, tire building. The different skill development courses has been approved by RSDC, which the Hessetry has been conducting time to time. This is the team of the strength of Hessetry, where we are located at a Raghupathi Singh Kania Center of Excellence in Mysore. We are almost close to 100 in numbers, dedicated for serving the needs and demands of the industry. These are the different activities being carried out by Hessetry. Material research. We are having a very dedicated team for carrying out research on new materials, new generation fillers. It always open the floor to the next level generation. We are having a team for compound and process development, where they look after the demand for the new compounds for tire and also other non-tire products. helps to solve the issues related to process. We are having a very dedicated team for analytical and chemical characterization, where they emphasize on the reverse engineering aspect and almost many sophisticated equipments like TGA, DSC, HPLC, GPC, many equipments which are available under this portfolio and currently meeting the requirements of the industry. Has a dedicated team for proficiency testing provider. Hazardry is one way is the sponsored research and technology development. 10 employees from Hazardry has completed their PhDs during their employment time. 3 are ongoing. This is from this we will be able to see the commitment of Hazardry towards the research. A team of calibration for mechanical and thermal. Training skill and development. Hazardry is a calendar of activities related to training. Every year, Hazardry is providing training on rubber science and technology, rubber materials, rubber processing, tire technology, reverse engineering. There is a calendar. It is available with the Hazardry website. According to the calendar, each training lasts for 2 to 4 days, and every year we are conducting these according to the schedule. Tag testing and characterization. We are having a dedicated team with a very large number of people with a very high-end equipments for like UTM, MFLD, endurance machine, rolling resistance machine. It's a product level testing. Vehicle dynamics and noise vibration engineer. We are having a team to we are having a dedicated team for the vehicle instrumentation for NVH and also for studying the dynamics. A dedicated team for simulation. We do the simulation for tires and also the non-tire products. This is how, in short, the Hazardry activities, different activities are being carried out. Now, when we are coming to the Hazardry PT division, Hutchinson-Silkania Elastomer and Tire Research Institute PT division is accredited as per ISO IEC 17043/2010 in the field of mechanical and chemical by NABL in November 2021. We are the first in India covering a very detailed number of schemes in the field of chemical and mechanical in rubber and allied fields. That many number of schemes are available where you will not be able to see anywhere else. We have started the journey towards the PTP almost 3 years back. We have conducted 25 plus proficiency testing schemes in last 2 years only. 100 plus participant customers are there in our database who have already participated in our different schemes. The customer satisfaction index for last 2 years is above 95%. This is what we calculated from the different feedbacks which we have received from our participants and customers. Above 95 is really a good value, and we are meaning it really a positive way the customers and participants are looking into. Now comes into detail that what is this proficiency testing? We were talking from beginning about the proficiency testing, but what is this proficiency testing? It is one way, it is a kind of inter-laboratory correlation. PT is the evaluation of participants' performance against a pre-established criteria by means of inter-laboratory comparison. Then what is ILC or what is inter-laboratory comparison? It is the evaluation of measurements or tests on the same or similar item by 2 or more laboratories in accordance with the predetermined condition. Then what is major difference between ILC and PT? In one way, you can say that PT is a very elaborate way of conducting an ILC. In case of ILC, we have to prepare a sample. We can send the samples to the different laboratory. We can get the results back and we analyze the data and give the feedback towards them. That's it. Whereas in case of PT, there are n number of processes and steps are involved in it other than what I have told already about ILC. That we will see during the process of PT. PT is a key element in the laboratory accreditation process, helping laboratories to monitor their quality control activities. What are the benefits of for benefits of participating in proficiency testing. Definitely a question may come to the laboratories that why my laboratory has to participate in PT. The major advantages going to get by this participation in PT is the evaluation of the performance, where my laboratory stands with respect to the other major participants. Other participant definitely going to be the competitors. So where we are staying with respect to other competitors, whether our set score value, that is the statistical calculation behind this, whether my score is really appreciable or is there any kind of area of improvement is required or not. So through this, we can identify the problems. We can compare the tests or measurement methods through this process, that whether we are doing the right approach or not. Participation in PT gives an additional confidence to the laboratory customers. Education of participating laboratory based on the outcome of such comparison. These are all the benefits which we will get by participation in PT. Laboratories proceeding to the ISO IEC 17025. Who should participating in proficiency testing? Laboratories who are already accredited, and they wanted to extend their scope. This would be a best opportunity for demonstrating their competence. Then there comes a question that why not the unaccredited, non-accredited laboratories? They are not part of this? Definitely they can participate, because this brings them the confidence and reliability on the test results what they are giving to the customers. So in short, anybody can participate in PT who are very much quality conscious. Who is proficiency testing provider? Organization which take the responsibility of all the tasks in the development and operation of PT scheme. There are different tasks are involved in conducting a PT or organizing a PT. So whoever taking this complete process, they are really they are called as a proficiency testing provider. An accredited PT provider can only conduct a valid and acceptable PT schemes. What is proficiency test item? It can be a sample, it can be a product, it can be a reference material, it can be a data set. Anything can be a proficiency test item. In case of asset tree, our proficiency items are rubber product, carbon black, silica, latex, natural or synthetic rubber, cured rubber, fabrics, steel cord wire. These are the different proficiency test items where asset tree is being handled. What is proficiency testing scheme? Proficiency testing designed and operated in one or more round for a specified area of testing, measurement, or calibration. There are different types of proficiency testing schemes according to ISO IEC 17040. We are conducting simultaneous schemes where all the samples will be given to the laboratory at a single point of time and we get the results back on a similar time. What is the process of proficiency testing? First, it is the selection of a PT item. We have to select which parameter we are going to measure. There comes the preparation of the PT item. It is a sample PT item. We need to check whether this PT item is stable enough for the complete PT round or not. After the stability study, if we find that this is good enough to maintain the stability throughout the round, then we will go for the bulk production of the PT item. Afterwards, we have to test the homogeneity, whether any samples from that different lots are behaving in a similar way or not. Whether I can get a hardness of 60 Shore from my first specimen and from my 99th specimen. It should get similar. This is a part of a stability. This is a part of a statistical calculation. Once the homogeneity is passed, then we will ship the material to the proficiency test item to the different participants. They will perform the test. They will send back the results to us. We will statistically evaluate the results through different steps involved according to ISO 13528, followed by we have to calculate the assigned value for that particular measurement, and we need to see the spread of data, that is the standard deviation of proficiency assessment. Once we are getting the results back from the participants, we also need to check the stability of the PT item, whether my PT item was stable throughout the proficiency testing round or not. Followed by we have to calculate the performance evaluation and prepare an elaborated technical feedback, which will be shared with the participants. And that is the outcome of this PT scheme, outcome of the PT round, and they can go through this technical feedback and will be able to understand where they are lying with respect to other participants. This is in short a process of proficiency testing, and if they find that they are in a good position, well and fine, they have to continuously participate and they have to maintain it. If they find that there is an area of improvement, then definitely they have to go for the root cause analysis. This is a PDCA cycle of any PT provider. They are involved a long requirement of a planning is very much important for a PT. These vicious PT cycles, what I have shown over here, is like a breakup of the different requirements of ISO 17043. There are 50 managerial requirements and 10 technical requirements are available over here. So in case of PT helps to demonstrate participating in PT helps you to demonstrate the competence of the laboratory. According to ISO IEC 17025-2017 standard, clause number 7.7.2, a laboratory shall participate in proficiency testing scheme relevant to respective laboratories. A participation in PT is further endorsed through NABL 163 specific requirement. So it is the privilege of the laboratory, but at the same time, they have to complete the cycle of scope at least once in 2 years to demonstrate their competence. How often to participate in proficiency testing? Proficiency testing helps the laboratory to determine the performance in specific test. This has to evaluate the laboratory's continuing performance on a continuous basis. If a laboratory is very much quality conscious, they have to participate on a continuous basis. So then only they will be able to continuously evaluate the performance of their laboratory with respect to machine, method, material, and environment. Important to know, these are the two different standards, ISO IEC 17043 and ISO 13528. These are the two main standards which are very much relevant to the proficiency testing. One is related to requirements and the other one is related to the statistical evaluations involved in the PT scheme. Proficiency testing schemes of SR3 are in the field of rubber and allied products includes but not limited to rubber product, carbon black, silica, process oil, latex, natural synthetic rubber, rubber chemicals, coal, and water with respect to chemical scheme. In mechanical rubber, you can see uncured and cured elastomeric compound of rubber, where all the hardness, tensile, tear, heat buildup, dynamomechanical properties, monoviscosity, rheometric properties, many mechanical parameters are involved into it. There is a PT calendar. The PT calendar is available in NABL website, and whoever required, definitely we will be providing the PT calendar. We are having a 22-24 calendar. Participants are still participants can customer participants can come forward for the participation, and we are having the mechanical reinforcement section where we do the PT on textile dipped cord and the steel tire cords. So this is the best opportunity to demonstrate your competence. We as a tree are providing a very affordable packages. We value for the quality. You can get a very quick response and commendable support, and one of the best PT reports. Trust me, you can have a customizable program. Anyone can connect with us through any of the social media. We are very much active in the social medias, and we regularly used to update the upcoming schemes. And moreover, we are having a WhatsApp group also where we used to advertise our different proficiency testing scheme when and where upon the planning of the PT scheme. So that's it with my presentation. I hope you have enjoyed the presentation. Please connect with us whosoever required related to know about proficiency testing and for the testing services. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's an interesting presentation on the proficiency testing program by SR3. Let's invite Ajay, please come forward. Let's have a more discussion on this proficiency test program. Excellent,
Hi, all.
excellent presentation, man. Thank you very much for being part of this rubber industry tech talk, and which is a part of the rubber industry news server. I have lots of questions. Okay, I'm going to touch for the sake of understanding for the industry point of view. First of all, what I understood about this profession, it really gives an advantage to the laboratories to show their competency.
Yes.
This is my, yeah, that's
Yes.
whether their test reports are correct or not, because sometimes you see the same product can be two different labs have different reports will come. The accuracy, issues about accuracy. Yeah? You mentioned about there are 25 proficiency testing programs are conducted so far. Is it right? That's what you mentioned, yeah, in the presentation.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. How is the experience with this 25? I mean, experience, of course, they're satisfied, but how do you evaluate their performances? Are they up to the mark? Are they do they have to do some more improvements on it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to talk about the PT schemes, what we have already conducted, I have given a number of 25 plus schemes. These 25 plus schemes are there from mechanical, reinforcement, chemical. Different laboratories were involved in this PT scheme, and the parameters were like most of the parameters are very important. The rubber industry we have taken into during the process, we participants can range from even 10 participants to 25 participants, depend upon the requirement of the parameter. For example, if we take some kind of testing which is not very common, we can go up to 10 to 12 participants. Whereas some parameters like the hardness, we can expect 20 and more participants. During these schemes, we were having a good number of participants, and there were laboratories which are accredited according to ISO 170, and which some of the laboratories are non-accredited. It is not very necessary that non-accredited laboratories not up to them. There are laboratories which are not accredited, also they are performing to a different level or equivalent level to accredited. Basically, accredited laboratory will have some kind of system, and based on that system they will be able to show or demonstrate. Here also we were having both if you say in a very common language, where there are laboratories with a satisfactory performance and a non-satisfactory performance. Those laboratories we have taken one-to-one discussions, understand their difficulties, why they have performed badly. They themselves will do a root cause analysis, and they come back with the corrective action what they can do. So certain times they used to take our suggestions also, and a mutual understanding. So ultimate aim of this proficiency testing is to bring the laboratories under a similar competence so that they can develop their confidence, and the results also will be matched.
Yeah, it's pretty good program for the particularly it's good for independent laboratories who are NABL accredited. Is it right compared to the? Well, I think the both type of laboratories, whether it's from industry own laboratories or independent laboratories.
In India, if we talk about it, is an NABL, maybe the accreditation body, whereas worldwide you can see different other accreditation bodies are also accrediting based on ISO 17024. 17025 for testing and calibration. So these laboratories who are accredited according to ISO 17025 and non-accredited laboratories, both of them are free to participate, so that they will be able to understand their competence level, and if they want to increase, definitely they have to go. Basically, the quality conscious laboratories will be participating.
Yeah. And so far, how is the experience? What kind of laboratories are participating in this program? I mean, which kind of product line? So
initially we were expecting we will be having more with respect to related to rubber testing laboratories, but now the customer base has been like that from the field of rubber, fillers like carbon black oil, rubber chemicals, rubber products, even certain other industries who are having a rubber testing as a very small section is also being part of this. So it is really encouraging and it is positive. We are looking forward also with a positive mind that many laboratories will come forward for the testing purpose.
As I mentioned, you mentioned clearly that this really gives the uh, kind of, give them advantage over other laboratory competency level and accuracy levels, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
This gives us a confidence and they can demonstrate their competency.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Of course, these issues are cost, right? Everybody's cost conscious, so how are your packages? Are they affordable, or see the laboratories first who is serving the tire industry, non-tire industries? I think the levels are not the same. Is it right? So how are your packages?
Our packages, if you looking to there are different schemes with a group where a participant can perform more than 4 or 5 parameters in a single package, and that package is very competitive, which is very far less when comparing to the market, and any laboratories can participate. That kind of a packages we have set for, and mainly looking for the benefit of the rubber and allied industry. And even the accreditation body has come forward saying that you are doing a good job with respect to that. All the laboratories are very much willingly they are coming forward to participate with.
And this system, this proficiency testing program, is no need to be an accredited laboratory. It's also open for the non-accredited laboratories as well, right? And
this is for participation or for organization?
For the participation, yeah.
Yes, definitely, it is open for.
Yeah, and how is any companies who are non-accredited joining this program so far?
Yes. The people who are very much conscious about the quality, they are part of this program. Up to last two, before accreditation, we have done almost 20 plus 25 plus schemes. These are free of cost to serve the industry. Then once after the accreditation, we have started with a very nominal price with the affordable packages to meet the basic requirements related to the test, because there are many processes which are involved, and it is very time consuming, and it is mixed up with a very high-end statistic, all sorts of.
Yeah, that's right. So you guys are, I think, since the last 2 years, is it right? Serving this service, additional new service of the professional,
Since 2020 we are into this field, but we have formally accredited only from November 2020, because before accreditation it was we ourselves we have to be very much confident that this is our cup of tea, we can do this. So first we have demonstrated the testing different PT schemes in different fields. We have demonstrated this competency of conducting the PT, and we have a good feedback from the customers already conducted PT programs, and a very good rating by the accreditation bodies during the accreditation.
And it's important to have a good team at SS3, right? Can you talk about your team? Without your team, it's very important. As simple as that is. Okay. Can you talk about who is involved in this professional test program and the framework of your technical team, please?
Right. Any PT provider, proficiency testing provider, means basically HACCP is a proficiency testing provider. So it would be having a proficiency testing coordinators. So we are having 3 proficiency testing coordinators from different laboratory, from mechanical related to rubber, mechanical related to reinforcement, and mechanical and analytical and chemical laboratory. So 3 gentlemen are handling this PT coordinator, and we are working under the guidance of the quality and technical manager and the technical and the deputy quality and technical manager. And we are having a very dedicated team who are supporting, because they are the backbone of the system. The team, it is basically a teamwork. So we are having a very dedicated team among all the three laboratories, and we are moving each step. We are having a very good guidance and support from our industry, means SST, with our top management people. So through this, we are moving through this journey.
Mhm. And what kind of, you call, mm, people still have doubts, whether I should participate or not. What kind of doubts people are asking for the potential clients from your side?
uh, Two different categories are there. Few of the people, they are a little not that much aware about the PT, but there is a continuous pull from the accreditation body to make it aware about the PT proficiency testing. So they are conducting awareness program on regular basis to make the laboratories aware about them. And a set of categories are there. They wantedly participate in the PT schemes so that they will be able to know that if there is any kind of issues, as I have mentioned in the presentation, kind of issues related to man, machine, anything related to, we will be very easily able to find out through this forum. Then a category is there where they participate for to just means if my calendar is this, because according to ISO 17025, NABL is an accreditation body in India. They say that you have to participate at least for this parameter, because participation in ILC and PT is there different. ILC, we will be in ILC, we are performing the testing, we are getting a feedback, and that feedback will not be make sure that any kind of differences whether happen for sample. Whereas in case of PT, it is really robust with respect to sample PT item front and also statistical. So laboratories will come forward because they want, ultimately they have to provide a test results, and that test result has to be reliable, repeatable, reproducible.
See, the asset is probably, you can say, I don't want to say the top or do, but top, top list of the research and testing laboratory, particularly in the rubber and tire industry. Based on your, analysis and thing, what kind of bad practices you've seen in other laboratories? Why they fail? Why they have problems? What
No,
areas yeah.
see, we will be what I am seeing, or what we will be seeing, is the test report from the other laboratory, because we are not going to be physically anything about the laboratory or from the test results, and with the background of the rubber technology and certain experiences which we come across. From that, we will be having an intuition, and with that intuition, we talk to the laboratory whether these all checks are being carried out. For example, if a machine is not giving a right value, that we will be reflecting from the. I can start from the machine front, whether machine, what are the different aspects to be looked into, whether it is being calibrated on time, whether the proper maintenance is being taken care, whether it is mishandling, whether it is overloading. With respect to personnel, whether the personnel is properly trained or not. If he is trained, then how far he has been retraining, because training and retraining is very much important. Our director, Dr. R. Mukhopadhyay, used to say that means training and retraining and skilling and reskilling is very important, whatever be the level of the person who is involved in research and development in that. So with respect to personnel, with respect to environment, with respect to method, whatever the testing is being performed, all this will be coming into. So if I want to involve in that and to understand, means that laboratory has to be very much transparent with respect to all. We were having many these kind of case studies where we have support the laboratory and they could bring back that particular test parameter into the system, and they are very much happy. They are producing a very good repeatable.
Yeah, that's super. And do you provide, is once they join this program, participate in this program, do you provide a continuous support, or is like a yearly basis, or what is like the functioning of this program?
with respect to PT scheme, we are having a calendar for the full year, and currently we have set the calendar for 2020. So each PT scheme falls in different months of the year. We call out with the advertisement with respect to that particular PT. Interested participants will give the registration accordingly. During the time of the PT scheme, we send all the communication will take place at that point. And also we will be giving the statistical evaluation, a detailed technical feedback with the participation. With that feedback, laboratory has to analyze if they are having a good performance. Okay, fine. People will not come back to us. If they are having some kind of issues with respect to their performance, then they will approach us to understand that where they might be going wrong. At that point, we extend our support and we try our level best with their cooperation that bring them back into the system. So it depends upon where they are coming back into the system. So it may take 1 month, 2 months, even 3 months also. Certain we are having certain interactions on continuous basis. We have taken the OEMs also into the picture of that particular equipments, and we have done the root cause analysis and detected. So it depend upon how they are very much means how the laboratories is very much transparent towards this aspect. That easy we can bring them into the system.
It's really good help for them, and if they're actively involved, and also if they not hide information. another issue is also that how much is open and transparent in terms of the
Yeah, we had a very good experience with the participants with respect to that front, because nobody used to challenge the calculations or statistics behind that, because it is a very well proved system, very proved statistics according to the standard, and we are having a very good bunch of statisticians who are very well versed with this scheme, proficiency testing. We are having different levels of checks. So after each checks, it will be by the end of the time when we are giving the technical feedback to the participant, we are having 99% confidence that this is a well-proved system and well-proved statistics. So to challenge the results, it is difficult. Whereas the persons can understand from us where they have gone wrong, and they can move forward. Like that, many participants use it. And it is really, we are taking the things in.
Very nice, very nice. Wow, it's a very good program. I think it's very useful. As I repeat this, whoever is having laboratories, whether it is accredited or non-accredited, and they should participate to improve the competency, credibility. At the end of the day, end customer happy, comfortable. They're sure, yes, this test results are accurate. We can count on it. Whether it is a product or
Absolutely.
a chemical, or so. I think that's a super. And I'm pleased to know that you are the only. Is it the only laboratories offering this service in India?
No,
and the chemical and mechanical. I think chemical and mechanical for the rubber industry, rubber and.
No, definitely not. But we have come up with a numerous number of schemes in this. There are laboratories which are providing the PT schemes, but with a very limited scope. But our scope was completely dedicated for rubber. So it is an open forum where almost all the very common parameters we have included in our scope for the benefit of the rubber and allied industry. So it is the laboratories who can make use of this to the best for their demonstration or enhancing the competency of the laboratory.
And you are one of the coordinator for this program, right?
Yeah, I am one of the coordinator, and I am having a good dedicated team behind me.
Okay. And along with the proficient test program, what else you do at Hasasri, Ajay?
Yeah, we are having the testing services, and I am taking care of the activities of mechanical laboratory, especially related to physical testing. So as I have during the presentation, as I have already explained, we are having different, you can see everything under a simple umbrella, where starting from materials till the product. And material testing involves all the mechanical characterization, analytical characterization. Then with respect to training and training front, we are having a dedicated calibration laboratory. We are having a very good scope and a very good CMC, which is very much
Yeah,
competent.
you mentioned that various service by HASS3. I'm asking you
Yes.
about your experience where you've been working for HASS3 for 8 years.
Yes.
Currently, you are also working with the physical laboratory. Is it right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was picked by my mentor, Dr. Saikadas Gupta from college in 2013. And from the initial stage onwards, I was working in the physical laboratory, where we take care of the different activities like benchmark analysis, serving the out party rubber and allied industry, where they find the issues with respect to process compound. Different projects are involved with the academy and industry, and even defense projects. So that was with respect to testing. And we have moved with the proficiency testing. Now we are also taking our journey towards a new avenue where we are on our own preparation level, where we are looking forward to reference material.
Okay.
It's very early stage, but we are trying to work on.
It looks like you're really enjoying that life at HASS3 after graduation. I think it's 88 years ago. Yeah, is it right? So it's a very good place to work and very good place to develop new things and serving the industry. Is it correct? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Because HASS3 is a place where there is nobody will say that you should not. We are having the freedom to. That is with respect to work front, with respect to studies front, with respect to higher studies, with respect to interaction front. Anybody is open. We are having a very good library also for enhancing the knowledge. Because it is you have to enjoy and work, then definitely that work will move on. You have to see a different avenue, new avenues, so that we can keep motivate ourselves.
I think you have a fantastic leader, Dr. R. Mukhopadhyay, the legendary figure for Indian rubber industry, and at the same time with people like Dr. Saikat Das Gupta and also Dr. Dr. Samoy, and many others. Yeah, so yes. Dr. Barun Samoy, and there are many good experts and also good people at HASS3. So everybody who works there must be having a good time being a part of the evolution and development of the both rubber as well as the tire industry. Yeah, so.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ajay, it's fantastic to have you today, and thank you very much. And I definitely invite you in the future programs, some other subject, other issues, or like to know what else is going, new things happening at HASS3, either you or your team. Okay, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Definitely, thank you so much, and my sincere thanks to Param and also my team members who are there in my HASS3 and the management who have given me full support. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Ajay. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Guys, that's the session on the HASS3 proficiency testing provider. I think now you guys have a clear understanding benefits out of this program, and I think you can keep your laboratory in the benchmark and improving your competence and the credibility. I think everybody should think about participating this proficiency test program by the HASS3. I think you know whom to contact. Ajay is the person to contact. Okay, so reach out to him if you need more information. Okay, that's the end of this episode today. I'm hoping you find it useful, and this session will be available on our YouTube at Technobi channel. Please check it out within the next 24 hours. And if you need any assistance or any comments or suggestions you have, contact, that's me, Sadral. You can write me. Most of you have my numbers and email address. You can reach out to me. I'll see you next time, next week. But just next episode. Bye for now.